Hey, I just want to give a little update on some work I'm doing right now, a work in progress. So I'm working on this issue right here, admin UI dashboard widgets. So if we look at the admin UI right now, you might have noticed it's very bare on the dashboard. There's nothing there at all. So what we want to have is widgets, kind of like if we look at some other similar projects, Sailor, Silius, you have these typical kind of widgets on the dashboard, bar charts of sales, like sales totals, lists of recent orders, and so on, all this kind of stuff. So I'm working on this issue right now where we want to be able to support defining widgets, even defining your own custom ones as part of plugins and so on, and then having them able to be placed onto the dashboard and eventually even configured and like moved around or kind of configured per administrator. So I'll show you. I've been working on it for like, I don't know, half a day or since like yesterday evening. I've got a kind of proof of concept working, which I want to just show off. So first of all, I'll show you an example of a widget. So we have an order summary widget. This is just kind of getting the total number of orders for today or this week or this month and the total value of those orders and displaying it in a template. So it's just an Angular component. That's the entire thing. There's also a associated module so that we can import like the shared services and use the different kind of shared components within it if we need to, and pipes and so on. Okay, I'll show you how that looks. So this is the kind of work in progress. The dashboard, we have one widget right here. We can kind of toggle and make fetches for data. We've got a list of recent orders, and the widgets are kind of, you can specify a width like similar to like the Bootstrap grid, 3 or 4 or 6 or 12 units wide, and then this will be resized in a kind of a smart way depending on the available width of the screen. Now the really cool thing is that each of these widgets is individually lazy loaded. That means, let's say for example you build a widget which is a line chart of recent sales, and you have to include a whole charting library which might be quite big, and you don't want to have to add that to the whole app bundle. So if I just go over to the network tab and look at the JavaScript, so I'll just refresh the page. You'll see our main kind of JavaScript bundles are loading, and then here we have these three. These three are actually the 3 widgets that we have defined, and they've all lazy loaded. The file size is kind of big because we're in dev mode, so we've got like a ton of comments, but actually those will be quite small. Even these ones which are using our data fetching infrastructure, all of that stuff is not duplicated. The way that Angular is splitting these bundles is really smart, so it shares the code, and the widget, the lazy loaded widget, only includes the specific code that it needs itself. Yeah, so it's looking pretty exciting. What's left is I want to be able to also host non-Angular components, so you basically kind of like wrapping it in an iframe, exposing an API over the iframe so you can embed basically whatever you want. If you want to write your widgets in React or Vue or Svelte or whatever. Yeah, so that's just a quick update. I guess there's a few more days of work to polish this up and then test it out. All right.